Beat the pot, beat the pot, skirt, skirt, skirt. Hit the block, I hit the block. Pop, 12 o'clock, the block is hot. The block is hot. Yeah, them boys is out, but we don't stop. We getting money, fuck they talking about. Don't you combine the drip? Gelato was stinking the whip. Yeah, some EO shit.
Welcome, folks, to your Reality Gurus, the show we take a commonsensical approach to issues through complex conversation. You know, I'm your host, G. Cleve, and check this out. Make sure you check out that youtube.com/Reality Guru show. If you consider subscribing, hit us with a like. If you're really feeling frisky, hit us with a share, because we got a dope show for you today, folks. Man, listen, I got my brother CRUMBSNATCHER from Crumb TV, and you know my brother Anye from Anye's Way. Fellas, what's going on with you dudes this evening, man?
Oh man, all is well, all is productive. How y'all feeling?
Peace, peace, peace. Always well. Always good to be in the house.
Indeed. Well, listen, folks, man, you got some, powerhouse brothers here today, man, and I'm just gonna sit here and chop it up with them for a little bit. Fellas, man. Well, Crumb, man, you and I this morning, man, we you invited me to your platform on IG Live. Had a conversation, talked about, the Jay-Z deal and the NFL and stuff. Kind of wore that out a little bit, so I won't beat a dead horse this evening. But I kind of brought that up because after the conversation, man, I was feeling a certain way, man. Like, you think about some of the comments that were coming through the feed there, positive, some negative, and started to make me wonder, because let's be honest, as far as the consciousness is concerned, relatively new to this thing when you start comparing it to guys like you, Crumb, or guys like Anye. My circle is not really big when it comes to conscious individuals or people who claim to be in the conscious community. And just with that interaction this morning, a level of frustration came over me. And for me, and again, this is the reason why I wanted to ask you, brother, this question, since you've been flirting around in this arena a lot longer than I kind of wonder, what do you do to kind of keep yourselves on your square as far as just keeping yourself even keeled with all of the nonsense that you may possibly come across while you're dealing with people and trying to give off this consciousness, man. You know what I mean? Crumb, go ahead, brother. Talk to me. What are some of the things that you do to kind of keep, stay even keeled, man? Keep your foundation solid.
Just try to keep in mind who I'm dealing with. If I could go into McDonald's, they came under serious fire because they were being attacked based off of their menu. So, of course, McDonald's responded and they put more positive, healthy options on the menu. And then McDonald's, to fire back at their critics, they said, hey, it's been, I don't know, let's say 7 months since we changed the menu. And, all the healthier options that we implemented based off your feedback, no one has bought them. So you cried and said, hey, this is a bunch of burgers. We need some salads. Like, okay, boom, here goes some salads. I'll take a burger.
There you go. That's an interesting thing right there, man. But yeah, man, I mean, that could just provoke some frustration, man. You're listening to what people are saying, you're trying to give them what they're asking for, and that's kind of what I was feeling like this morning a little bit. Yeah, talk to me, man. But as far as your experience, man, what do you do? What do you do in a situation like that? You're talking to these people, you're giving them the information that you think they want, and the response is not what you're looking for, man. What's going on, man?
Well, that's the hardship that I ran to in my earlier years of consciousness, because I had to come into a deeper understanding that, my brothers and sisters may not be to the level where I am. That's not their fault. That is a fault of, in my opinion, our community, maybe the households they came from, maybe them not being placed in the right type of learning environments. Like, for example, in Los Angeles, we have the Marcus Garvey School, brothers and sisters that come up out of there. I have a conversation with them. We hitting, we on point. We not missing. We on that same frequency, but that's because they came from that foundation. And like I said, those who come from a household who just have conscious parents that have that type of information, or community that was around them that gave them that type of information. So I had to learn over the years, for certain people, I already hear it when I hear certain key words early in the conversation that they're not there yet. So let me back it up a little bit and let me just feed them little seeds and hopefully it resonates. And I try not to beat them over the head, and I try not to belittle them for what they don't know. But then again, what you don't know can hurt you and it can kill you.
Yeah. Listen. Tough love, man. I'm not holding, my tongue, holding any punches. And
Look,
that's
hold
what.
on. Crumb want to jump in there. Jump in there,
Do you
Crumb.
want
He
to
want to
jump?
jump in. He itching. You don't see him.
I was on Anye's page, and he had posted something that was very funny to me. I don't know if you can catch this on the audio, but let me see if I can play it.
Coon trade is coming. Coon trade is coming.
What about black on black crime?
Coon trade is coming.
Where's the white women at?
Coon trade is coming.
Coon Day is coming, and what about black on black? And it's a black person. What about black on black crime? And then he says something to the effect of
Where the white women
where the
at?
white girls at?
Man.
Hell yeah! Listen, I'm with it. Man. You talked about leaving the elder alone, man. But Al Sharpton, man. Yeah, he kind of did it to himself, man. But yeah, go ahead, Crumb, man. I saw that this morning, man. Very entertaining stuff, man. Very entertaining. But go ahead, man.
Well, I think the reason I brought it up and I found it to be so valuable, especially to this topic, is because I understood who that brother was addressing. That brother was not addressing the white supremacy. He was addressing brothers and sisters who look like us,
Right.
who are supposedly a part of the conscious community. And I think that was a reflection of our frustration, even with me and Cleve.
Right.
You see these people supposedly a part of the conscious community, and with all due respect, they're cooning and buffooning. It's just like Ye said, it's that trigger language. You hear these certain words and you already know where they're coming from.
It's interesting you brought up cooning, man, because Ye and I off cam were kind of discussing the potential topic for cooning. Well, first off, man, how do you guys define coon? Who wants to take a stab at it? From Ye?
I'll jump
Do
in
me a
there.
favor. What's your definition of coon, man? Let's go ahead and get that straight. Make sure that people are on the same page we are.
I'm glad we brought that up in this conversation, because in a time as such, information is all over the place and everybody's always assuming and everybody wants to define things their way. But I think it's so key for us as a people, as a community, to get on the same page the way we view things, at least certain things as a group. I get it individually. We're going to have our individualistic ways, but certain things we need to understand it from a group perspective. That word coon is thrown out a little too loosely in this time and age. I hear some people, they may make one comment and everybody just call them a coon off that one comment, that one little moment. I'm like, oh, hold up. That's too quick, too soon, too quick, too soon. So I always suggest to look at a man, look at a woman's resume. Look how they behaving in public. Look how they carry themselves. When they want to jump in front of these cameras, what are the things that they saying? What are the things that they are doing before we just throw our brothers and sisters away? Because some of them care and they want to. They just don't understand the best way to. So we may disagree with that, and that's why forums like this is so important, to communicate, to find that common ground and not just throw them away. Now, for me personally, I don't like to just simply label the brother or sister who just doesn't know a coon. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. Now, if you know, and I know you know better, and you still out there with the craziness, oh, you cooning. You definitely cooning. You know what I'm saying? If you out here selling the people out knowingly, right, for the money, for the bag, and you don't even care because it's just for the bag. Like this may be a figure to where this is not even your true character, but you're doing it for the money, on the behalf of selling out your people or whatnot, and you don't even care. I gotta call you out for that. So I'm careful with that word.
What you mean? Well, how about you, Crump? When it comes to cooning, man, let's get your definition first, and then we'll explore a little more after that.
Well, I want to rubber stamp what the brother Ye said. I kind of basically agree with that overall. If I could just add a little value to that, I think, at least from my vernacular, there's a difference between a coon and cooning.
Mm.
Now, sometimes I be cooning.
Right.
I be cooning. Now, am I a coon? Nah, I just be cooning sometimes. There's levels to this.
Right.
Okay, bear with me. It's like AIDS and HIV, you know. Full blown coon. You can coon, but you didn't cross the threshold.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I got you. Well, who's out there cooning, man? Tell me who is out there cooning in the Black community. Give me an idea, man, so I could everybody can really know what we're talking about when we're talking about cooning, because I'm not sure we're all the way clear yet. Give me an example of who is out here cooning today, fellas. Somebody, man. One of y'all.
You know what I got in your words, G, I got to keep it a band.
Keep it a band.
The first example that comes to my mind, and it's gonna make people mad, but right now is one of those moments where I don't give a fuck about your feelings. These preachers, these pastors out here, a lot of them, they know better. They know the ills of our community. They know what needs to be implemented in our community. Yet they just keep feeding our people that medicine just to continue to keep them docile and just to keep them going along with the program. So I know a lot of them dudes know, because a lot of them dudes know the Bible in and out, and they know the social issues that's going on, and they know the specific communities that they're in, and they're still feeding the people a lot of nonsense just to keep the people at ease, to keep them doped up until they die.
That's opening up a can of worms. Yay. Y'all want to touch on this religion thing for a minute? Because I say things like black preachers are scraping the pockets of poor black people, and everybody wants to throw shots at me, right? And then I say, all right, well then explain the whole situation, explain the church experience to me. And show me how it's anything other than what I just described. I mean, I went to church, and listen, let's clear something up here. Because everybody's entitled to, believe what you want to believe, man. Whatever your system of discipline is, whatever keeps you even killed, whatever keeps you from going out there and shooting up a post office, go ahead and do it. You understand what I'm saying? But let's be honest about it. I went to a church, had to be about a year and a half ago. It was a christening or something like that. And I'm gonna tell you the truth, man. It just felt like a concert, and the collection plate was the admission. That was the admission. Like, it's kind of what it felt like to me. I didn't learn anything. I was entertained thoroughly. I saw a lot of people dancing. But as far as understanding or some knowledge or whatever, I didn't get anything from that, So if people are doing this, black people are doing this Sunday upon Sunday, tithing, throwing money in this collection plate, and ultimately walking out of there with nothing, then what else would you fucking call that situation? Brother Crumb.
Let me make this clear real quick, Brother Crumb. Let me make this clear. I'm not bashing all Christians out there. I'm not bashing my brothers and sisters or whatnot. And I'm not necessarily bashing all pastors or reverends. It's mainly the ones for these mega churches, not necessarily all these ones from the small time churches, but you were going to speak, Crumb.
Well, as a Christian, because I grew up in the church, let's keep it a buck. A lot of us, after the music was done, like right before, we going into church, and then it's time to play the music, and then towards the end, the preacher preaches. A lot of the family, they be like, all right, after the music is over, we outie.
Crazy.
And this isn't even from a atheist standpoint. It was like regular Christians be like, yo, we going for the music. After we get done singing and we get that, that entertainment value,
right?
A lot of us, even Christians, recognize we don't, we're not getting the meat and potatoes from the sermon portion of church. I'm gonna come in, I'm gonna congregate because I need to come in. Iron sharpens iron. We need to come together as the body of Christ. We sing together. We can hug, and we can Holy Ghost dance. And then when it's time to preach, a lot of us kind of just ease our way out, and they know that. That's why right before They passed that collection plate while the music playing, because what I'm saying now, we all know it. I don't care what your religion is. Everybody like, all right, listen, the music about to be over.
Yeah. Somebody got to send that third collection plate, because they sent it about 2-3 times. But you know, it's either here nor there, man. Listen, I done dealt with Pan-Africanists, people who identify with ADOS. I didn't identify with, you know, people in the conscious community, Hebrew Israelites. I want to understand you brothers, when you get all of that energy coming your way, like how do you determine, like how do you stay even keeled? There's a lot of information out here, gentlemen. How did you decide, you know, Crumb, that this was the information that you was going to follow, whatever that may be? Like I said, Pan-Africanism, I got ADOS, we got well, what else did I mention? You know, Hebrew Israelites, we got everything known to man. Everybody is spitting out information. How did you decide that what it is that you know that you focus on now, that was, you know, where you needed to be? How did you get to that to arrive to that conclusion?
Well, and I believe that's a beautiful segue, because I would say Christianity. You know, once I woke up from out of one religion, I noticed people were going into another religion. So, not attacking, because to whom it may concern, if you don't know Crumb, I came up off Morse. You know, we all conscious. We all know, you know, sight, sound, touch, taste, smell, whatever. You know, we understand what's going on around us to some degree. I came up off more science. So when I got into more science, I'm like, damn, you know, we have Holy Day, which is Friday. We come together during Sunday. We pass a collection plate. Noble Jew Ali is Jesus. You know, the Circle 7 Quran is the Bible. All right, you know what? Fuck more science. That's it. I came up off Masonry. Prince Hall is Jesus. The Lodge is the new church. Whatever they call that book is, that's the Bible. You know what? Fuck Masons. Let's go. You know, and every single one is like, damn, this is church all over again. Right. So, you know, with that said, I decided to go with the wisest route that I saw, and that is for me to be a student of life. There is truth within everything. You know, you know. Somebody came to me and they were like, all right, what type of Christian are you? Bitch, I'm every type of Christian. You know, what type of conscious person are you? I'm a student of life, and I'm in no hurry to graduate. I'm studying everything.
Dope. Student of life, no hurry to graduate. Humble answer right there. What about you, Ye, man? How do you navigate through all of this shit, all these titles, all of these systems of discipline? How the fuck did you decide which one was going to help you get through this life, man? Talk to me.
Same story Brother Crumb is giving you. That was my same journey too. Originally, it was more science. I was enthralled by more science. I'm like, oh my God, this information. I had the DVDs, the books. I'm on YouTube with it back in 2009. Heavy. Then I ran across the Honorable Dr. Khalid Muhammad, and I started learning about Pan-Africanism. And I started studying Garvey heavy. I said, oh, I'm wearing the red, black, and green for the rest of my life. I'm wearing this. I'm representing this. This is what it is. Right. You know what I'm saying? You know, then I ran into comedic science as well. And I got into all of the scholars of comedic science and all of the origins, all of the history, all of the findings. And I started to find the same thing within circles of brothers that was honest. We bashed the Christians, we bashed the Muslims, but we doing the same thing over here. Just like Brother Crumb said, we got a God over here. We commune together. We debate, you know what I'm saying, what we've learned or whatnot. It's the same damn thing. So I'm making that clear for anybody that sees this and gets offended by what I said about these pastors or whatnot, that it's the same thing in the conscious community as well. And it wasn't until I got with one of my elders that taught me that we have to understand as a people that we don't have to just connect with one thing. We are all of this. We are all of our experiences. We are all of these cultures. We are so vast as an original group of people, as the first group of people on the earth, that we cannot just limit ourselves to one ideology. one religion, one whatever. We all that. When he first told me that, I'm like, what you mean? It was like, man, look, when I go in the room and they Moors, I'm a Moor for the day, because not only do I know that information, but if it's going to connect me with the brothers in my room, and if I need to, if that's the language I need to speak to be able to connect with my brothers so that we can get along and come to an ultimate goal, that's what I am for the day. When I'm with the Christians, I got to speak Bible that day, and I got to commune with them, and I got to move how they move. But I won't allow anyone to just say, oh, I'm under this umbrella and this umbrella alone, and because I'm under this umbrella, I can't mess with y'all over here. Nah, we all that.
So Crumb, like listening to Aye, now I could see, individuals who, refuse to to deal with the conscious community, not really following suit with what he's saying. Identify with one thing and just gung ho with it. Don't tell me about nothing else. If it ain't about Christianity, I don't want to hear it. But in the conscious community, do you run into a lot of brothers and sisters who don't adopt that same thought process, that when they go into a room, they just take on you run into? So talk to me about some of that, man. Like how the fuck, like if you are conscious, right? Listening to Ye, and I'm seeing you nod in your head. Why isn't that more of more of the sentiment, as far as the conscious community is concerned? Why doesn't everybody, for the most part, agree with something like that?
If I could just kind of tag team off Ye one more time, before I just spearhead that question, you got to speak to people on their level. Speak to people in the terms they understand. When I speak to my baby, I speak to him like a baby. And I enjoy that. Oh, look at that, baby. But that's how when I go around grandma, I speak to grandma in terms that she understands. Grandma want the remote control. Grandma, you want the remote. Don't come in here talking them $2 words, them college words. You gotta act better than me. All right, grandma, I'm gonna get you the remote control. When in Rome, do as Rome. When I go amongst the Oyes, I say Ola. When I go amongst the Samoans, I say Aloha. When I go amongst the Hebrew Israelites, I say Amen. When I go amongst the Nation of Islam, I say Islam. You got to level with people. And just to go with what you were saying, for people who refuse to level with people, I think we are starting to identify those people, and we call them conscious gangbangers. Those are conscious gangbangers.
Ooh, conscious gangbanger. Now, did you coin that, or that's a popular term amongst the conscious community? Because that's dope. Yeah. Wow.
It's out there. I didn't come up with it, but it's getting a little more popular as we can see stiff-necked ideologies and schools of thought.
Okay, well, gentlemen, man, listen, I'll tell you what I've used, to kind of keep myself even keeled when the frustration just starts to get overwhelming, man. I've always reached back to the family, to my own family, my wife, my kids, and kind of, see what's going on in here and understand why I do what I do. You know what I'm saying? Why I put up with what I put up with and everything. And that's been pretty much it, man. Because it can get really tough out there dealing with, trying to have a conversation, trying to converse with someone who's really bullheaded, like, stubborn and stuff like that. But let me jump into something real quick, Crumb, because I saw you toss something out there since we're on the Hebrew Israelite thing. Did you put any attention into this claim about what was this Harriet Tubman being a Hebrew Israelite? Did you guys see any of that? Did y'all see any of that come across it? Okay, so just let me back up for a minute. About a couple months ago, I had an interview with a brother named Real Talk, the Black Boy King. Salute to Real Talk, Black Boy King. We need to see you again, brother. Get you back up here because maybe you could have weighed in on this conversation. But he stresses the whole idea about us being, Hebrew Israelites. 12 tribes of Judah. And with, Harriet Tubman, they actually stated that, she's from the Ashanti tribe, which is, is now in Ghana and stuff like that. I wanna understand, how do you feel about the whole Hebrew Israelite situation? What is that about, man? Are we all Hebrew Israelites? Those that have come through slavery, traveled on ships and slave ships. Are we? Is that what it is, man? Open that conversation up for me just a little bit, if you can, brother.
I guess I'll take the lead on that one. For me, when I deal with Hebrew Israelites, I feel like I'm dealing with those dope boys who buy cop cars and drive behind you. And you be like, "Send the cops? That's a nigga in a He got me, I'm sitting here buckling up, I'm scared." When I deal with the Hebrew Israelites, I feel like I'm dealing with the Christians all over again. I know it's not a Christian. I know it's not a Christian. I get it. But it's just like them dope boys who buy the cop cars. I'm looking at the rip. Is that the cops? I'm slowing down. He tailgating me, want me to speed up, but I'm thinking he the cops. So anytime I deal with the Hebrew Israelites, I'm like, okay, I know they're not a Christian. I'm over Christianity, but this shit is fucking giving me. I'm fucking relapsing. I'm trying to stay calm. All right, we're in a conscious community. I'm sweating bullets because they're pulling out the fucking Bible. I'm like, okay, all right, Crumb, stay cool. Stay cool.
Well, I tell you, real talk, Black Boy King, he really he opened up the conversation for us, like I said, about a month ago. But he separated himself from those, guys who claim to be, who Hebrew Israelites that you see on the corner yelling and screaming at motherfuckers and stuff like that. He separated himself from them, and he kind of got down to the details of the things. And he says, man, all our answers to what's going on with us today can be found in the Bible, right? And if you haven't read the Bible from cover to cover, he feels that you should kind of stay away from, saying anything, contrary to that, because you don't know. But I just thought it was interesting because this Harriet Tubman thing, man. And I just want to know what's the timing for this? What's that about, Crumb? What is that about, man?
Well, that was her family saying that. And I felt like I was in the same boat with you, trying to make heads or tails of it. So this is what I'm wondering. Just to be transparent, this is the mind of Crumb before I tell, this is what it is. Well, let me just tell you what I'm thinking.
Right.
So I'm saying, okay, is this her family becoming Hebrew Israelite and they're putting a round peg into a square hole because they're Hebrew Israelites? Or was it really she was a Hebrew Israelite and that's what influenced them to jump on board? So I'm really kind of not 100% sure what to make of it. But just to be transparent, initially, my first thought was, okay, they're Hebrew Israelites and they've kind of changed the narrative to make her fit into their new adopted ideology. Maybe I'm wrong.
I tell you what, man, your guess is as good as mine, because it caught me off guard, and I was just wondering, what you think about that, man?
Ultimately, that's what we running into, again, as a people with such a vast history. We're just trying to figure it out, and we're always trying to put the pieces of the puzzle together. Kind of piggybacking off of what Crumb was saying. When I came into consciousness and stepped away from Christianity, I got to be honest, I had a true hatred for Christianity, because when I started learning about all the lies, and I started learning about the ways in which we gained the Bible, I'm like, oh, hell no. Bro, like, it might make some Christians mad. I threw my Bible in the trash can. I threw it in the trash can straight up and down. So I rebuked everything that came from the Bible, everybody that was talking about the Bible. I was like, get the hell away from me with that slave religion. Move from me with that. But it's funny, like Brother Crumb says, you get into these ciphers or whatnot, and you start meeting brothers as Israelites, and you're like, hold up. Damn, the way he talking about the Bible, he's sucking me back in. It's a trick. because listen, the way they break it down, I can't lie. I could kind of rock with that, the way they break it down. If I came up on the Bible with the way they break it down, to where you could show we can see ourselves in the Bible. We can see a lot of our history and culture and lineage in the Bible, our powers in the Bible, our downfall in the Bible. Man, I'd have still been on the Bible to this day. But because I have such a block in my mind, I can't be sucked back in. I can't be sucked back in. But nevertheless, I still I'm learning, you know, like with the brother Real Talk. I want to give him props because he's still sending me information each and every day.
Every day, man.
My homie,
every day.
My homie Dwayne on the job, you know what I'm saying? We having them conversations every day. He hipping me to the knowledge or whatever. And I'm just encompassing that within the whole body of knowledge that I know. Not just to say, oh, okay, now I like this. I'm going to just jump under the umbrella of Hebrew light of an Israelite. But you know what? This is coming into the body of information of all of the information that I have found throughout my life. And I'm going to pass it to my people and I'm going to pass it to my children.
Yeah, I want to plug Goddess of the Land. Folks, if you get a chance to hop on IG, go and check out her page, Goddess of the Land, man. Real dope female, man, and we'll be having her on the show soon to open up the conversation about mental health. But I brought her up because I was asking this question the other day about, you know, just like for brothers, man, like for our own mental health. Again, I'm talking about the frustration and shit you're going through, like who the fuck do we air out to, man? Who do we air out our issues to? And I'm talking about a brother who, you know, maybe you're not married, man. Maybe you don't have a solid woman in your life. You know what I'm saying? Maybe the consciousness is all you have right now. And the frustration is getting to you. Like, who do we dump our bullshit off to? You know what I'm saying? So we could go ahead and keep moving, man. Who the fuck do we dump our shit off to, fellas?
That was a problem I ran into real early. I learned that this deep dark hole is a very lonely space. It's a lonely and cold space because now you're speaking a whole different language. You're understanding in a whole different realm. So even the way you talk, the way you carry yourself, and just the decisions you make, most of our people just don't agree with. So now you are the weirdo. You are the weirdo. So luckily for me, I had a circle of brothers that I came into this with. And also my wife at home, I came into this with. So we were always able to lean on each other. But like the question you asked, I feel for those who don't have a circle or don't have that wife or somebody close they can lean to, because it could be a cold world and it can make you rethink some things like, hold up, am I going the right way? Yeah. Is all this information that feels so good? Am I supposed to be on this? Because now being shunned away from the world, from my family, I can't even simply connect with people.
Yeah. What about you, Crum? How about you, man?
You know, if I can even tie in the Bible says narrow is the way, broad, something to that effect, where if you follow the, you know, and it's a little cliche, but my mom used to say, if everybody jumped off a cliff, you're going to jump. And the reality is, if you don't jump, you feel lonely.
Yes.
You know, it's like, damn, I'm the only one who didn't jump. And now I'm by myself in this fucking, you know, just like in the movie Matrix, they was in this fucking little ship, eating gruel. You know, it was only like 8 of them, and it was like, you know, this is in Matrix, the first one. You know, and they're speaking of a city called Zion, and you know, where we can all come together. But I think for us, especially for the family who may not have their family to back them, who may not have a spouse to support them, you know, we draw our power and comfort from the online family abroad. You know, the conscious community, so on. You know, I'm sorry, so-called. You know, is really kind of that Alcoholics Anonymous for us. That place where we kind of, you know, when our family has turned their backs on us, when our loved ones don't get it, you know, we can kind of go into some of these groups and some of these platforms that do get it. That's why I find, like, you know, Ye's page to be a breath of fresh air. You know, it's conscious, but it's light. It's not going to be like, you know, you come to the CRUMBSNATCHER's page, it's conscious, but you be like, God damn, it's just some fucking, you know, is draining my energy. Like, yo, that doom and gloom sermon versus some of us, you know what? I want to learn and I want to be conscious, but I want to laugh a little bit.
Right.
So certain brothers and sisters, hey, you know what? I'm done laughing. Let's get serious. Let me turn on some crumb. All right, we've been serious. Let's kind of stay conscious, but let's kind of take it from a lighter edge. Let's go to yay. So, the online community for me has really helped me through this process.
That's dope, man. That's pretty dope. So, do you feel like in the conscious community, they allow for people to be able to just tune out for a minute and go enjoy a little comedy or something like that? Do you think it's because sometimes I be feeling like these motherfuckers take themselves too seriously, bro. Let's just keep it a bed, man. I'll be like, God damn, lighten the fuck up. Like, can we laugh a little bit real quick? Like, so I just want to know, do they allow for us to be able to just smile a little bit? You know what I mean? I just want to know. Shit.
Man,
like,
look. My inner circle, them was some good brothers. Brothers I love to this day. You know what I'm saying? Brother Jasiri, brother Salim, I'm shouting y'all out. You know what I'm saying? B, I'm shouting you out. Brother Grasshop, who we had on the show. Powerful episode. Y'all go check that out.
Yeah.
That was the ADOS versus Pan-Africanism conversation.
Yeah.
But those brothers helped me, to see that lighter side at times. Because like I said, it was going through it like I was going through it. They had much more knowledge than me. But I was new to it, so I'm like, hold up, I was supposed to be serious all the time, super militant all the time, because I'm a jokester. I want to bust a joke on somebody. You understand? Like,
you don't know if it's cool. Like, you don't even know if it's cool. Like,
like that's, and that's the tug of war that I used to have with myself in the early days. Because if anybody knows me from school, I was the popular guy. I was a comedian. All the girls loved me or whatever. But I was still conscious too. And now it's like, boom, I'm this super militant dude. And even people that know me, they like, man, what the hell happened to you? We don't understand.
That changed, man.
Overnight, I would go into, gatherings that we would put on for the community or whatnot. We would have speakers that come out. My boy Grasshopper is an excellent speaker. They used to put on lectures for the community or whatnot. And, I may see, somebody with some crazy looking crusty toes and I want to bust a joke. You know what I'm saying? They got the flip flops I want to bust, but I'm like, I don't think that's appropriate here to do that. You know what I'm saying? Right. Somebody might walk past me and they real earthy and they put no deodorant on. And I'm like, ooh, you know what I'm saying?
Did you say earthy? Did you say real earthy?
I said earthy, and ain't nothing wrong with that. Me and wifey, we very earthy now. So we understand that. You know what I'm saying? But nevertheless, I had to understand that there is this conscious awakening that I'm going through, but let me not completely lose myself in it all. How do I merge the two, not losing myself and still gaining this and being this stronger person? So now, that I am the example that you see of that expressed through forms like my page, which is on Anye's Way on Instagram. Y'all check it out.
Yeah, indeed. That brother's doing his thing, man. Please keep your eye on him. Anye's Way. Yeah, man. So Crumb, man. Go ahead, brother. Go ahead. I feel like you got something to say, man. Go ahead.
Real quick, because I know a lot of times based off media, it's going to kind of shape our perception. But a lot of the conscious community has been very lighthearted, and I want to go over some names. We know Dick Gregory now. Rest in peace. The later part of his years, he was very serious. But family, don't forget, Dick Gregory was a comedian.
Yeah.
Paul Mooney, just conscious all day. I'm talking. This is not the Black Panther Party. This is not Nation. Paul Mooney's a comedian.
Yeah.
He's let's get away from the Black conscious community. George Carlin. George Carlin may be one of the most woke white boys on 2 feet. Rest in peace to George Carlin. Straight comedian, but I'm talking woke.
Right.
What's the Richard Pryor. Richard Pryor, woke as hell. Funny as hell. Woke as, so a lot of the leading figures, you know, because of the media's shaping and controlling the narrative, we're going to present it as militant. But a lot of the family has subscribed to the ideology that there is a lot of truth said in jest.
Absolutely.
Hold on. You left out one major name. You left out a major name. Dave Chappelle. Oh my God.
Brother Dave.
Look, I think subliminally he brought me to Pan-Africanism, because when I look back at his shows, when he would be on stage, if you look at the sea in the background, it's got the red, the black, and the green. I wonder, I said, hold up, these colors, I always know these colors. Where is these colors resonating from in my mind? Of course, I've seen it in other places or whatnot, but I love Chappelle's show and all of the messages that show had. Look what he was doing. He was putting that into the subconscious of the young black youth.
Oh, yeah, well, listen, fellas, man, listen, when the cup get empty, that means the video is getting lengthy. So now I got to go ahead and get us up out of here. Before I do that, Crumb, go ahead and tell the people where they can see you, man.
Well, I am your humble brother, Crumb. You can find me on Facebook, and of course, that's CRUMBSNATCHER. I got a Facebook business page called CRUMBSNATCHER at Crumb TV, and I have a backup page called Kim It Till, because they always block CRUMBSNATCHER. But I'm also on Instagram. Instagram is good, Crumb TV _, and the personal page Crumb_Snatcher_. And then, of course, I'm on YouTube, Crumb TV. Anywhere, shit, I might be on MySpace and forgot about it. Crumb TV.
You folks, make sure y'all check that brother out, man. Dope stuff. Yay. Go ahead, tell the people where they can reach you, man.
Oh, man, they can always catch me at my home on the Reality Gurus show, one half of the Reality Gurus. And you can catch me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter at Anye's Way. That's ANYAES _way. And also on YouTube at Anye's Way. I would have still been on MySpace if it was still around, but hey, it disappeared on us.
Well, fellas, man, I appreciate y'all taking this time out this evening to come on and join your boy and get into some of this consciousness. But folks, youtube.com/Reality Guru Show. Make sure you guys consider subscribing, hit that bell notification. We don't want y'all to miss none of this good content. On behalf of the crew, I'm my man Crumb. Boy, yeah. Reality Guru.
The ruler, no eye patch.
Bypass and hijack, no buybacks.
Why I ask, you already know it.
A while back, they called me, you know when you might know them.
Look,
I know the streets, you might know the books.
You might know the police, but I know the crooks.
Oh, so you know the chief?
I got a chick, look like Mona Lisa. Hit, make a Mona Lisa.